Hey there. Today I'm going to talk to you about how I use Dubsado as a wedding photographer. First off, my name is Corinna and I'm a Northern California wedding photographer. I photograph couples in the Napa and San Francisco Bay Area, and I tend to serve about 25 couples a year and have been doing so for the past 5 years. Out of all the programs I use to run my business, I definitely use Dubsado the most often. It's such a powerful tool, and I find myself in it just about every day. If you're a wedding photographer who struggles at all with the back end side of things, then Dubsado can be a huge help for you. It's a great way to streamline and organize your client experience in one platform. It allows you to serve your client from the initial inquiry when they're first reaching out, all the way to the final gallery delivery, and even beyond if you do portraits for your returning clients. It has so many great tools that are going to help you save time and energy and look professional while doing it. Dubsado has tons of great features that can help you run your business. And here's an overview of the features that I use the most. So, emails, you can type up canned emails, so templates basically, so you're never rewriting the same inquiry reply email over and over again. Contracts and invoicing for booking, scheduling appointments like consultations or engagement sessions, sending forms like a pre wedding questionnaire, creating to do lists for yourself, like scheduling a second shooter, tracking your leads and seeing who's waiting on what, and automating with workflows, and so much more. Above all, Dubsado is amazing at client organization. It's such a fantastic way to track everything within a client's project so you can see exactly what's happening with a client at any given time. Here's a quick snapshot of what a client's project looks like, and I'll go into some of these features in greater depth in just a moment. But you can see here that it's a very nice way to keep everything organized from their contract to their emails, their invoices, forms that you've sent, appointments, workflows, tasks, notes, and so much more. So let me show you some more specifics about how I use Dubsado in my business every day. And I'm going to break it out into three different phases here. The first one is inquiry and booking, which tends to be the longest process, and then pre-wedding and post-wedding. So let's take a look. I use Dubsado from the first moment a client ever reaches out using their lead capture form. I'll show you in just a second a snapshot of what that looks like and just how powerful that can be. On the left, you'll see a version of the lead capture form, and this can be built right into Dubsado and embedded onto your website. So it's a really beautiful way to collect some client information and figure out how you can best serve them. There's kind of some hidden tools in here that might not be visible to the naked eye. So besides collecting information like their name, date, and venue, I'm also collecting information about how they found me so I can track those lead sources and just double checking what sort of service they're interested in case you photograph more than weddings. That particular box right there will actually kick off workflows, which I'll discuss in a second, that provides the client with a more tailored experience that's wedding specific. Another feature I love in Dubsado is the Smart Field feature, and you'll hear me talk about that a lot for the rest of this presentation. But basically, Smart Fields takes information from the client's project, and you're able to input that in various places. So, for example, when the client types in their first name, it's going to show up as a Smart Field I can use later on. When a client inquires and I've determined that I'm available for their date, location, and budget, I'm going to reply with my initial inquiry reply email. This is the template for that email. So notice that I am never typing out an email from scratch. I'm always using those beautiful canned emails that Dubsado has to offer. You'll also see in here that I utilize a lot of those smart fields. So again, I'm never typing things from scratch. Things like the client's first name, the venue, and the date are all auto-populated into this email. And here's an example of what the email looks like when the client gets it. So notice they're not seeing those smart field texts. They're seeing the text that's actually being filled in, again, like name, date, and venue. I also love that you're able to create these beautiful buttons within your emails and customize them based on your brand colors. So when a client reaches out, I'm sending them my investment guide, which that can be built right into Dubsado, And I'm also asking them to schedule an appointment to have a quick consultation with me. Dubsado has a really handy scheduler that links directly to your calendar. So when the client clicks the button to schedule the appointment, this is what they're going to see. They'll be able to hop over, select a day and time that works best for them, and they'll be able to see information about how long the consultation will be and the link, which I have blurred out there. They can also change their time zone. So if you tend to work with clients who are across the country or even out of the country, this is really handy to make sure that you guys sync up on the correct days and times. So no more going back and forth via email to try to find a time that works best for both of you. Another great tool within the scheduler is you're able to schedule in automatic reminders. So the scheduler, once the appointment has been submitted and confirmed, the scheduler will send out a automatic reminder email 24 hours before our appointment. So no more missed appointments of people forgetting the link or forgetting the time. They'll get an automatic email and you don't have to remember to send that out either. That's all automated for you. So let's say your consultation went great and you're hoping to book your client. So the next phase for me is that I'll send that client an email with their proposal for booking. And within the proposal, that's going to contain the packages we discussed, the contract, which they can sign online, and the invoice with a payment schedule. And I'll show you exactly what that looks like. So post consultation call, the client's going to get another one of those beautiful canned emails with a button that will head them over to their proposal. They'll be able to scroll down on this proposal page and see the package that we discussed on the call. You can also add any a la carte items here as well if that's something that your business offers. They can then click over to the next page to sign their contract and then click over again to pay the invoice. On the left here, you'll see the top portion of my contract. And again, I'm utilizing all of those amazing smart fields. So I'm never typing in new text to my contract unless there's something that was previously discussed with the client. Everything is auto-filled for me. Things again like their name, phone, email, the wedding date, wedding venue, and this actually even pulls over the package from the proposal, so they have that right on the contract. For your invoice, you're able to set up different payment schedules based on how your business works. So when a client clicks over to the invoice, they'll see that they will have a retainer payment due immediately, so right after the contract is signed, and then the rest is due 30 days before the wedding date. Something I love about the payment schedules is here again, you can have some automatic reminders set up to go out on your behalf. So I have a reminder set to go out 1 week before, just to give them a heads up that payment deadline is coming up. And then I also have a reminder set to go out 1 day prior, or excuse me, 1 day after in case they've missed the deadline. I really love the booking process on Dubsado because the client's able to view and have actions all on one web browser. So they can view that proposal, sign the contract, and make an online payment all in one fell swoop. Very easy for them. So if you're like me and you don't want to remember to send out all of these things manually, Dubsado has a really amazing feature called workflows that helps you automate these various tools, such as sending emails, forms, scheduling the appointments, and so much more. So let me show you a snapshot of what that looks like. Here's a quick screenshot of what my wedding lead workflow looks like. So I personally have my wedding projects divided out between lead and job just to help me stay organized. But you'll see here that the first action that I have Dubsado do once the workflow is applied is send over that inquiry response email with the scheduler to schedule the Zoom consultation. Again, you're able to have things go out completely automatically, or if you're like me and you want a moment to kind of customize the email a little bit, you can also put in approval buttons that lets you go in and adjust the email first before it's sent out. Now I'm going to chat with you guys about the workflows I do for before the wedding date and after the wedding date and the actions I do within those workflows. So before the wedding, I'm sending the client a few different emails, things such as the booking confirmation. I'm sending them an email about the timeline, wedding day reminders, and a few others as well. I also have built into my workflow a few different to-do reminders that are set to certain times. So I'll have Dubsado email me a reminder 6 months out to schedule my second shooter and to email the planner. I also utilize the scheduler feature again to schedule their engagement session and have those automatic session reminders go out. And then as well, I create and send some forms within Dubsado, such as the pre-wedding questionnaire. That's the form that I have them fill out addresses such as their getting ready location and family formal combinations. I also create a wedding timeline and details document that I'll show you guys in a minute that I absolutely love. It's a live document I'm able to share with the planner and second shooter that ensures they always have the most current information. How many times have we attached a Word doc to an email and sent it off to our second shooter only to have details change on us last minute and the second shooter doesn't have the correct timeline? So I love having this one live document where I can prepare all this information and ensure everybody has the current information at all times. Here's a screenshot of my handy dandy wedding timeline and details document that I build for each and every client. You'll see again, I'm using these amazing smart fields, so I'm not retyping the name, the date, or the venue. I also have it display the start and end time based on the amount of hours that they booked. After I've chatted with the client about their timeline and the planner, I'll come in here and fill in the timeline information. There's also some pre-filled information for VIPs, so the couple's contact information and their phone number. I also fill in the names of bridesmaids, groomsmen, and family members here that I get from their wedding questionnaire I send over. And there's also things like the family formal combinations and a few more notes at the bottom. This form again gets sent out to the second shooter and the planner just to make sure we're all on the same page. And I really love having this live inside my client's Dubsado project because it's really easy for me to pull up on my phone in the Dubsado app in case I lose my paper copy once I print this out on the wedding day. And for any reason, if you need to reflect back on the wedding day and what transpired, this will be living in their project. Very easy for you to pull up a year from now, 5 years from now, whenever you need. Dubsado is a huge tool for me for after the wedding day because there's a lot of timed things that I want to have happen in order to best serve my client based on the promises that I've told them. So in my workflow, I again have it send out a few automatic emails for me, also do some to-do reminders and start some other workflows. So the emails, I have a 24-hour sneak peek email that goes out. I also have a blog email that is sent to them at the 2 week mark post wedding date. Their photo delivery gets sent out 3 weeks, and then 3.5 weeks, I ask for a review. And I even have Dubsado send them a happy anniversary email 1 year from the wedding date. So that's so sweet and nice that they get a little hello from me on the 1 year anniversary. And I'm not actually remembering to do that. I'm just having Dubsado automate that for me. So just like I had Dubsado email me some timed to-do reminders before the wedding day, it also sends me some reminders after the wedding day. So I get a nice little email in my inbox 24 hours after to log my mileage and to send out sneak peeks. I also get things like after that 2 week blog emails goes out, Dubsado emails me to remember to go into Pinterest and pin it and a few other things there. And then also, when everything is said and done for the wedding day, I also have Dubsado kick off an album workflow in case they have an album on their package as well. There's a few other Dubsado features I want to just ever so briefly touch on before I let you guys go that are also very powerful to use as a wedding photographer. The first one is viewing the lead and job statuses. So basically, Dubsado lets you categorize your different projects based on where they are in your company's workflow. So if you have someone who had just inquired, you can see how many new inquiries you have, or you can tag them as needing a consultation. If you're waiting for retainer payments, you're able to view it that way. You can make this as simple or as complicated as you'd like. It's really easy to create these different funnels and see exactly who is at what status at any given time. Also, if you recall back when I was discussing the lead capture form, I have clients select the source that they came from. So if they found me on Instagram or from a planner or for a venue, I have them list that information. And Dubsado tracks all that information for you. So it's really nice to go into the reporting section and see just how many leads you're getting per year, per month, per week, and from what source. Lastly, if you're a big fan of digital to-do lists, the tasks feature is really helpful as well. So not only can you hop into a client's project and see what you're supposed to be doing for them at any given time, but you can also see a to-do list for all the projects at once. So you can really organize your day or your week by what's coming up or what you still have to do. I hope that was helpful to see just how much I use Dubsado in my wedding photography business on the daily. If you're interested in exploring Dubsado more, here is a 20% off discount code. You can also use the link if that's easier for you. The discount code gives you 20% off either your first month or your first year, depending on how you sign up. I would also love to connect with you. If you have any questions, feel free to hop over to Instagram. You can find me at Corinna Rose Photo. Thanks so much and happy shooting.